Hello my friends. Did Jesus die for this, did he? I don't think so. Yes, that's right, it's 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Season 6, the finale. And today, if you didn't guess, we're going to talk about Misha and Nico. Misha, what's that sound? Yes, that's right, it's the scraping of the very bottom of the barrel. Why do I say this? Because Misha, this week, against all the odds, accepted NICO'S proposal for marriage. And guys, it really was a romantic affair. Last week, Nico said, if she's not sure about her love for me, it's not worth proposing. Then it's not worth proposing because she's not. And I don't foresee a time when she ever will be. And guys, I see this kind of as a for now engagement. I really don't see them getting married. I believe it's an engagement for the time being. There's a whole smorgasbord of problems ready to smack this couple in the face. Want to hear more? I thought as much, but before you do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you've yet to do so. Hit it, press it, smash it, caress it. Subscribe, my friends, subscribe. Just hit that big red button. Also, please don't forget to smash the like button, and if you enjoy the video and you want to share your good fortune with your friends and family, please don't forget to share. Thanks guys. Right, so without further ado, I give you Meisha and Nicola. Now if there's one thing we've learned today, it's how utterly ridiculous Misha is. As this relationship stumbles on, it goes from bad to worse. But Misha, well, she just keeps on smiling through. Misha quite simply lies to herself. Stick to lying to yourself, Misha. Don't bother bullshitting me. And Misha gleefully tells us we're both on the same page. But he's on page 472 of the Bible, and she's on page 472 of 50 Shades of Grey. And it all goes, well, I think quite horribly wrong this week for Misha. But I've got to say, all of the signs, all of the signals, and all of the red flags were there for her to see. She just chose to close her eyes, so my sympathy for her plight's capped at about, well, probably 15 or 20%. Yeah, tops. Anyway, let's get into it. Here's what Misha had to say this week as she left Israel.
One of the most important things for Nicola and I to remember at this point is this Bible verse from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7. Love is patient, love is kind. It is not rude. It does not seek its own interests. It is not quick-tempered. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things.
Right, I see. It hopes all things, believes all things, and endures all things. It pretty much sounds bulletproof. But you know what, Misha? I think it's going to have to be if you've any possibility of enduring a life with Nico. So when we first meet up with this pair of misguided clowns this week, they're walking through yet another market. Misha's stroking a cat, and Nico's moving from foot to foot in an agitated manner, saying, come on, let's go. Oh, poor Nico, he still doesn't like those stray cats now, does he? I'm surprised he didn't kick it. And so the couple continue walking through the market, and Nico said, sweetie pie, I've got something very important to tell you. Oh, good lord, now it's Nico with the bullshit. Nico, when was the last time you said anything of any importance to anyone? Come on now. Oh, actually, I suppose it might have been when you told your mum that you were going to America and that you'd never ever return. And she laughed. Maybe that was important. Well, anyway, Nico threw himself dramatically to his knees in front of a cake shop and a tacky gift shop, and he said the following to Misha.
I'm asking you if you want to marry. Because I was waiting for one like you. And I don't have the ring, but we will have to go now to buy the ring.
Oh my god, guys, the cheapness just shines through. What would make somebody think that it's in any way acceptable? Yet it's yet another proposal of the ringless variety. Oh my lord, I used to scoff at these guys who buy a cubic zirconia ring and laugh at the frugality of their nature, but a proposal of the ringless variety really does take the biscuit. But does Misha accept the proposal? Let's see, shall we? She's laughing, she's giddy, she's very embarrassed, but most of all, she's extremely reticent. And guys, I have to tell you the awful news. In body language terms, people who hear bad news will often cover their entire face with their hands to symbolically stop themselves from seeing or hearing the awful news.
Are you saying yes or no?
Right here?
Yes. Are you saying yes or no?
Okay, but like...
Say yes or no.
Yes, I will.
And guys, this is why I think this is an engagement. just for the moment, for the time being. He asked 3 times, are you saying yes or no? Are you saying yes or no? And the whole time, Misha was covering her face with her hands, and she refused to speak. And I genuinely think it's only because it was in a public place, and the cameras were there, and she didn't want to embarrass Nico, that she finally, yet reluctantly, said yes. Nico, my guy, please try and read signs and signals. So Nico hugged Misha, and they kissed, and then he said, let's go to the jewellery store. And then he tried to sell the whole experience to her. He tells her it's in Jerusalem. She knows, she's there. It's just 20 metres from the Holy Sepulchre Church. Right, okay, but it's still you that I'm marrying, isn't it? And therein lays the problem. And then Nico said, right, let's go to the jewellery store and let's get you your engagement ring. And Nico tells production he didn't get a ring because he had no idea what she would like. And guys, if you thought this was embarrassing, wait until you see what happens next. And so they went to the jewellery store and there were loads of rings and they start looking around. And the jeweller asks them, what's your budget? And Nico said, let her choose whatever she wants and then we'll buy it. And so Misha looks at the rings and she chooses something quite simple. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the fuckeries begin.
Cute, simple.
I think I should talk to Misha.
This should be like 7,100 shekels.
Oof, that's far away from my budget, I'll be honest with you.
Well, this is one of a kind diamond,
I know.
and there's no child labor in it.
If you can make me discount because it's my first time, I will pay you in cash.
Right in front of Misha, Nico started a negotiation about the price, and whatever price the shop assistant said, Nico tried to get it down and down and down. Misha was so embarrassed, and she looked at him through clenched teeth, and her eyes developed, well, what looked like an immediate thyroid. And she said, this all feels so not hot. Well, get used to it, Misha, because that's exactly how you're going to feel every single day of the rest of your life, if Nico is in it. But guys, sometimes you can't hate the hustle, because Nico got the ring down from $1,900 to $1,200. And I gotta say, that's quite the discount. And so finally, he purchased the ring, but Misha said, you need to ask me to marry you again. And there in the shop, which guys was in Jerusalem, Nico asked her once more to marry him, and she once more said yes. Oh Lord, she really is a misguided fool. And as they leave the shop, they both agree that they have challenges ahead, and they talk about the annulment. But Nico said, I'm praying to God that he'll let us take the next step. What's that? Divorce? Guys, I really do feel that's the next step for them if they ever do get married. And so next time we see this couple, they're in the hotel room and Misha's packing, getting ready to go home back to the US. And she tells production that she's very worried about when she's going to see Nico again. Misha, I can tell you one thing, whenever it is, it will be a moment too soon. And then she says it sucks because they can't get married until they get an annulment through from the Catholic Church. But also they're in a holding pattern because she can't apply for the K1 visa until they have this annulment. And guys, it was at this point when I realised, what was even the point of getting engaged until you had this annulment if it meant everything to you? And I also realised these two are on a completely divergent path as to what's going to happen next in their relationship. But unbelievably, they'd never seemed to talk to each other about this situation. Anyway, they finish packing, and Nico drives Misha to the airport. And it's there, seemingly for the very first time, that they discuss what's going to happen with their relationship going forward. But Misha believes that she has a plan.
It is possible for Nicola to get a tourist visa and come to the United States and stay upwards of 3 months there. So in our situation, I think the best thing to do at some point is just for him to come to the US and stay with me while we wait for the annulment.
But when Misha puts this plan to Nico, he said absolutely not. We can do it for 2 or 3 weeks or so, but not longer than that, because we invite into our relationship the devil, and the devil hates me, and he hates you as well. And he wants you to sin. And guys, this to me is ridiculous. Nico, if you and Misha don't want to sleep together before you get married, you can decide of your own free will to do that. The only 2 people in control of this are you and Misha. And Misha pretty much tells the same thing to production. And she also says, it's going to be difficult to hold the relationship together if we don't know when we're going to see each other, and she thinks Nico's being very cold, saying, I'll see you when I see you. But guys, if I'm really honest, I know one thing. It took Nico 3 times of asking for Misha to agree to marry him, even though Misha knew the proposal was more than likely coming. And so I believe that she wants to test Nico out for a little bit longer and see how he is in America and see how they get on together in a living situation, going to work and cooking and whatever, and not just what this seems to be, a holiday romance. And then there's the issue of Misha's kids. Will he get along with them? Will he be preaching to them? And that's why I think she's very keen on him staying for 3 months rather than a couple of weeks. And the couple get to the airport and they say their teary goodbyes. They tell each other that they love each other. And Nico says he'll be there soon. But Misha finished by saying it worries her that there are things that are out of their control with regard to this relationship. And that's where we end things for this week. So what does the Ebird think to all of this? Well, I believe whether the annulment comes through from the Catholic Church or not, they can still get married. If they're really genuinely in love, then it should be so powerful that nothing should stop them. I know in a sense it's against the will of God, as this couple see it, but really it's a man making this decision, and I think this is what they need to focus on. In reality, even if they get the annulment, she still has been married, she's still not a virgin, and she still has got 2 kids to prove she's not a virgin. So regardless of what the Catholic Church says, that's still actually a fact. It wasn't a marriage of mistake, or she wasn't coerced into the marriage. She wasn't drunk when she got married. So therefore, if we look at what annulment really means, it can't really be annulled. But that said, I think it will come through because she works for the church. And Nico has his website. I think they're not just Catholics, but they're card-carrying Catholics. But guys, this is chicken feed compared to what's going to happen when Nico moves to America. He's going to have to get a job and contribute to the household. He's going to have to fit in to Misha's household and her friendship group. And I'm not sure if I think that can actually work. And I'm thinking back to when he was in that nightclub with Misha. I now believe he only did that so he could bag Misha. And I think when he gets to America, he's going to be a lot more Catholic than he's been on this trip. And yet another problem that these two are going to have is that Misha is a go-getter. I'm not sure she's going to be a subservient wife. She's very opinionated and she knows what she wants. I think that Nico, when he gets there, will want to be the head and he'll expect Misha to be the neck. And even though he seems less capable at life than Misha, I think he'll want the final say on every little thing. And I think that is what's going to be a problem once they actually get married. But guys, let me know what you think. Will this couple get married? Will it work? I know that he's been in America. There's been photos of him with Misha in a mall somewhere. But this could just be a 2-week holiday for all we know. Do you think they're going to get married? And if so, can it possibly work in the long term? I don't think it can. Also, will he get on with her kids? The jury's out, but, well, I think it's rather unlikely. But let me know down in comments what you think. Guys, I'm going to get on with my next video. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe if you've yet to do so. And please smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. You've been listening to Ebird Online and I bid you good day.